So, while I did appreciate the lift to the Moore estate, I really must say I'm not quite certain I appreciated you staying as a horse after that.
Look, I only get to do that a few times a day, so I like to make the most of it. Also, Harvey's quite good at scratches.
Yes, make the most of it you certainly did. I'm quite glad the man seemed generally unoffended. I've met lords
Make
that
a
would
good
have had
horse.
you... Do you know how many people would have had your head for that?
Most people struggle to reach it, to be honest.
Perhaps they're privileged to be so far from the nonsense that comes out of your mouth. Well, anyway, after you didn't get yourself on the wrong side of him, were you actually listening to any of the conversation, or were you too busy?
You was asking about the mayor, right?
Yes, I didn't really have an answer for him. He went from being presumably useless to presumably dead, and then... Well, personally I think it makes sense for the guard captain to be in charge, but no one else wants to agree with that.
Not everyone's so keen on the military being in charge.
Well, some people are keen on completely terrible ideas.
So, anyway, Harvey tells us that we got some gifts.
Yes, from William's store of... I should hate to think what else was in there.
Well, maybe we'll find out at some point.
Yes, and... Well, at least you managed to leave him with something.
I got myself a nice new staff.
Yes. I'm still not entirely sure why I looked like I needed armour, but they're quite pleasant. And then Latonk's hand wraps.
Yeah, he just wrapped them round his head.
Yes, I'm not sure if he misunderstood what they were, was being decidedly rude on purpose, or there's just something else going on in that pan of his. At least you managed to sell some of your craftsmanship to William, despite everyone else just wishing the conversation would end.
Yes, I sold him that good dildo I'd made not so long ago.
Yes, I thought the conversation couldn't get worse, and then it did, and then it continued, and I was just about ready to throw myself off a cliff.
And then we did throw ourselves off a cliff with the aid of some flight technology.
Yes, I'm glad we had that. It was certainly convenient.
It helps now that I understand what it does.
You're starting to look like some sort of collector. There's a spear for flying, a staff for detecting magic, and that stick you pass off as a staff.
And there's the staff for magic missile that we got from the goblin, remember?
Yes, I try not to think about that. It's disturbing, and I've never seen anything without eyes look at me before.
Anyway, so we got down to the beach and we were trying to look around to find the right location, you know, what you'd seen in that rat's head, right?
Yes, it wasn't going brilliantly.
No.
And my decision to make sure at least one of us had a nice day went quite badly sideways.
Yeah. You'd thrown the stick out to Doggo, and Doggo ran in the water to get it back, and then it all got a bit churny. I'm going to swim out to Doggo.
Okay.
How close are the crocodiles to the Doggo? I'm asking that out loud because, like,
They're closing in fast.
I'm
I
just
swim
going to
faster.
ready a witch bolt.
All
If
right,
it looks like they're going to get it at any point, I'm going to fry the nearest one.
we're
wait,
now going to have to...
you're using shock magic
Well, I'm figuring it'll hurt it more, but
in the ocean
it'll
with
short
the
out.
Doggo?
It's not going to hit the dog, it's going to short out around the thing.
Yeah, I'm not that good on physics to understand if it's hard work or not.
Does this fall under physics?
Well, are you grounded if you're in water, like floating in water?
If you're between where the cathode and the anode are, then you're scuppered. But because
Yeah, but that's going through the air, isn't it?
yes, I was going to say so because I'm one of the points and the crocodile's the other. It's going to not hit the dog.
Okay, so as long as no sandpipers fly past, we're all right.
Oh yeah, that sandpiper would be fucked. Maybe the crocodile will
Suddenly,
do that instead.
a swarm of sandpipers.
Is this what we get for annoying the DM? So yeah, if it
Everybody's
looks like
going
the
to
dog's
roll
getting
initiative.
Oh no, 16.
I rolled 14.
And Jane, don't forget to roll for you and the dog.
8 and a 4.
Who's 8? Who's 4?
I would have gone first.
So you're saying we have to fight it? The dog is not getting away?
No, not at this rate. So, the first croc will spend its turn swimming closer, as will the second. They're now closed in enough on attack range, and the dog. They're still about 20 feet from the shore. Enough, it is your turn.
Witch Bolt has a range of 30.
Okay.
It's a sustained arc of 1d12 lightning, and it's just going to keep dishing out 1d12 each turn until I do something different. 23.
That's a hit. So go ahead and calculate the damage.
Crit. 12 damage on whichever's
Nice.
nearest to the dog.
Yes. So that arc, like a bolt from the blue, arcs up and over the dog and strikes the crocodile squarely in the head. It kind of rears back and slows its swim speed. Now it is Latonk's turn. Is it dart time?
He'll kill the dog.
It's going to be too close to the dog. I really don't want to do it, but it's really cool. I want to do. Ah.
We've got a healer. Go for it.
Yeah, Latonk would go for it. Right. I have a plan, and I'm not sure how much of it can be implemented in a single turn. Right, so he's going to take one of his hand wraps off, his pan
His
wraps, yeah. Get a dart and then tie one end of the hand wrap to the dart. Throw the dart to the stick that Doggo's got and sort of try pull Doggo in faster, if you get what I mean.
So you want to scorpion the dog?
Yeah. Yes, but hitting the stick instead of the dog, obviously.
Make sleight of hand. Or god damn it.
Yeah, you got sleight of hand. 25 for the sleight of hand.
Nice. Okay, so you can, having wrapped them blind yourself, you unwrap the wraps quickly and loop it into the dart. You make the little spear, and I'll say you can do one of two things. You can make the attack now. You're going to take an accuracy penalty because you spent most of your time fashioning this scorpion spear. Or you can make the attack on your next turn with no accuracy penalty.
Doggo's in a lot of danger.
Yeah, you're about to throw a dart at it.
And it's not like you can assess the battle and work out where anyone else is, so...
Yeah, fuck.
He's basically trying to make an attack but not hit the dog.
The good news is if you miss, you might hit trees.
That's not good news.
It's not the dog.
Yeah, but Latonk wouldn't realise he's not hit the dog or the log. He would just, start reeling her back in.
I'd actually be pretty impressed to see
Latonk reel
reel in
anywhere.
trees.
Right, you're going to try and save the dog or not? You're giving him what he wants. He's making you squirm.
Yeah, I'll attack this turn.
Okay. Go ahead and make the roll with a -4 accuracy.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
Okay.
I got a 1.
You're lucky
Fucking
you can
natural
reroll.
1.
You're lucky you can reroll.
I am. I'm lucky. I can fucking re-roll. 19.
And you did. Okay. I was going to ask, are you going to? All right. The tonk crafting this spear definitely takes a quick second, but you feel confident. You're about to throw it when it almost slips out of your grasp, but you correct it at the last second. You feel the wrap shoot forward, and you hear a dull thunk on the end of it as you grasp the cloth.
Cool. I'm assuming that's my turn then. Unless
That
I
is
can
your turn.
Cool.
All right. A the other croc will reel in closer, and he's gonna try. He's not close enough to the dog, but he's gonna try and snap at the now dangling loose cloth sitting in the water. Not terribly effective. Now it is Tree's turn.
Where am I relative to like dog and crocodile?
So you waded into the water, right?
Yeah, I just held myself in trying to get to Doggo.
Yeah. So you're like 5 feet into the water. Doggo is only 15 away from you, and about 20 feet from the crocs.
If I can wait, and Doggo's 15 feet from me,
Mhm.
I can use half my speed to get to him, grab him, and then half my speed to walk back to my current position.
So where you are right now,
Yep.
you can move. You can move without just like as a cursory glance. You can see that it's like a downhill slope. So you don't know if you're going to be tall enough once you get too far past where you are right now.
Okay, but I can at least get to Doggo.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to get to Doggo,
Mm-hmm.
put myself between Doggo and Crocodile,
Okay.
and then I'm going to say to the Crocodile, "Yeah, what are you doing attacking my Doggo?"
We have new food and water.
I mean, there's plenty of food in the water, I'd hope. Fishes and stuff.
No fishes. Eat all fishes.
You ate all the fishes. You look surprisingly trim for it.
You do remember no fishes calling back to you when you called into the water.
See, this is what I told you. This with that bloody sewer.
Are you shouting this at Harvey?
Yes.
Okay. You can't see the non-committal shrug.
Can I? Have I got any attack? Can I still attack on this turn?
Yes. You're
Oh.
going to take disadvantage unless you do, and magic will be case by case.
Why are you swimming? You have a flying stick.
Okay then. Can I take off?
Yes.
Right. I'm going to take off directly vertically up out of the water
Okay.
and flip the nearest crocodile off. Fuck you here.
Maybe she wanted to swim. Maybe she forgot. Who can tell?
I was acting on instinct, right?
More XP bonus for being in character.
I like that Enough's just stood on the beach electrocuting the other crocodile with a resigned look on her face. Take your time.
All right. So you grasp onto Doggo, who's heavily confused by the goings on, and shoot out of the water. You don't really have a free hand, but if you really like, you can still try and flip a crocodile off.
I just imagine sort of shifting the dog's weight further up into my armpit and then just leaning the finger out.
Yeah, that'll work. All right. So the crocodiles are now circling beneath you. For now, combat is at a standstill.
For comedic value, please can the dog just drop its stick on a crocodile's head?
Dunk.
I don't know. It's Doggo's turn, technically, if he could do that. I don't control the dog.
Stick.
All right. The dog drops the stick, and it...
Dog drops a stick. Crocodile eats a stick whole.
Or it goes to eat the stick and it gets stuck between top and bottom jaws, and now it's just like sitting there, just
That
with its
also
mouth
works.
stuck open.
All right.
Are you just trying to have a crocodile on a lead with your dart?
Well, at the moment, the problem is that they're both airborne, and I don't know how the flying mechanics works or anything. So trying to haul them in would be difficult, I imagine. But if it dropped to a crocodile, then it'd be funny because the tongue wouldn't realise, and then he'd go, "I got you, Doggo!" and it's a fucking crocodile. But now I've explained that, it's not fucking funny, is it?
I feel like it'd be funny enough that I could edit out this conversation and we just do it.
The dog, I made the rule. The dog does drop the stick. The stick is swallowed by a crocodile. It does not seem to notice that there is still a dart attached to it. You feel the cloth being gently like tugged every now and again.
Yeah, Latong's going to start reeling that in if combat's effectively at a standstill, I guess. 'Cause if we're not using combat turns now, then yeah, Latong starts reeling them in.
I mean, you can reel it in if you'd like. It's gonna then start doing a strength check against you.
I mean, yeah, that's what's going to happen.
All right, roll opposing strength check.
16.
Yeah, Latonga is slowly being pulled into the water.
If they're out of range and I'm not sustaining the spell, can I help?
Yeah.
I added a whole 2 to that.
You are now both being pulled in.
I have an inspiration, right?
Yes.
13?
Okay, so you pick Latonk up, and you both start to slide into the water, but you take a step back. The ground that you're on is not easy, like durable ground, so you're slowly pulling this crocodile out of the water.
I'm going to keep going because the tonk doesn't know any different.
What that trees do?
Have I landed back on the beach yet?
Yes.
Okay, I'll give that a go as well.
You're gonna all try and okay.
This was funny when Laton was doing it because he doesn't understand what's going on. Why is everyone else helping him pull in the crocodile?
I've
I'm very
got
good at torturing
questions.
things for information.
Okay.
I don't know what Tracy's motivation is. Maybe she wants to make a new friend.
I'm angry about trying to eat my bloody doggo.
Oh, good. So the torture discussion will go my way.
All right. Yeah, the three of you and Harvey will also help, despite being, between Latonk and enough in trees in terms of height and physical strength.
I like that just as it gets near the beach, I congratulate Latonk and the dog for their accidental team up. And Latonk's just like, what?
What?
Just as it gets near the beach, I'm going to congratulate the dog for catching the crocodile, and you can now know that you're reeling in a crocodile.
Do you specify it's a crocodile? Or are you just going, well done, Doggo, well done, Latonk?
Oh no, I'm going to specify, who's a clever dog that caught a crocodile?
It's you, Latonk. You're the clever.
Is that big enough to...
If you want to be obtuse about it, it's fine. We don't have to. I just like the idea of you shitting yourself when it's too late to change anything.
Yeah, Latonk's going to, go up and, pet the crocodile, thinking it's Doggo.
I mean, if you do that, it's going to snap at you.
Well, yeah. I don't choose the hand I'm dealt.
You did.
You literally
choose
wrote this
character. Yeah. I don't choose the hand that I'm dealt. I mean, it's fine. Yeah. So it's going to snap at you. Make a dexterity check.
18.
So, despite the crocodile skin and general moist and large feeling, it's only when it rears its head up to snap at you that you really put it together, and you take a flying leap backwards. The crocodile, definitely out of its element, is mostly docile, just kind of trying to shuffle back into the water, not realizing that it's hooked, as the other crocodiles continue to press towards the shore.
I thought they were booking it.
They were until you started reeling this thing in.
Yeah, weren't they hiding from your shock thing?
Okay. Can I roll nature to tie its little snooty shut with the holy hand wraps?
Sure, you could do that.
I like that this is what we do with holy hand wraps.
20.
Holy hand wraps, time crocs up in the midnight sea. Except it's the afternoon.
And it's you that got the book on knots as well. I feel like you should be doing this.
Are you who? Me?
I think that'd be me.
Deftly, Latonk jumping back gives you the time to snap the crocodile's mouth shut, and then secure it with the wrist wraps.
Yep.
Okay.
Having consulted my copy of Ye Naughty Boys.
Is that the old? Or is that the D&D version of the book that I think I might also have?
Ye Naughty Boys show you the ropes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the first thing that pops up on Amazon.
I think anyone who's even a passing interest in kink has probably read it at some point.
It's important to know ropes.
It is. If you can't be a scout, be into bondage, I guess.
So I'm going to platonically tie this crocodile's mouth shut, like I want it known,
Yeah.
and just start dragging it away from the water so we can just have this one to talk to and not its mates.
Okay. It is important, especially when Latonk is around, to clarify.
Lack of amorous intent, yeah.
Yep.
There's no contact meant. What are you guys going to do now that you have secured it away from the shore? Its mouth is clamped shut, but it's still like moving around.
Can we say I left it with just enough open that it can... I'm assuming they growl to talk? Do they
They
need to open the mouth to talk?
yes,
Right, you. Where have all the fish gone?
ate them all.
You ate all the fish. When?
Yes, before. It doesn't know how to
long
answer that.
before? Okay. How many sunsets?
It doesn't know how to. It doesn't know how to answer that either.
Just to check, is this a demon crocodile or just a crocodile that's an asshole?
It's an asshole crocodile,
Right.
and I guess that's subjective. It's just doing its crocodile thing.
Okay. Can I bonk it on the snoot non-fatally?
Yeah,
18.
To boot.
you don't really need to roll to
Okay.
do that.
I successfully booped it on the snoot. I guess I'm trying to persuade it to talk to me. Come on, you. Speak up. I want to know what's going on.
What?
What's going on? Have you seen like a king of rats around here?
King of rats?
You know, rats. Little brown fellas, often more black or white.
No.
Right. Have you seen anything odd around here?
The miss talks to land food.
The miss.
Hmm.
Well, I'm certainly missing something. Who's that?
The lady, the water lady.
The water lady. And does she come with water, from water?
She lives with us. Well, she lives in the water.
Us crocodiles or us all creatures of the sea in generally?
That,
Right. Is she about?
yes, she's in the water. We can get her. She's our friend.
Yeah, if we could have a chat, that'd be lovely.
You have to let me go.
Fair. I'm gonna let him go.
The crocodile takes another snap at you, but more like defensively, reflexively.
I'm gonna glare at it.
Okay. Once it visually verifies that you're not going to just try and kill it anyways, it crawls back into the water. The crocodiles kind of circle around and then sink beneath the surface.
I'm going to try and get all the crocodile snot off of the hand drops before I give them back to Latonk.
Yeah, you don't want a crusty pan, do you?
Harvey's going to give you a sideways glance. Trees. What do you want to talk to this thing from the water for?
Well, to be fair, the crocs weren't being all that bright. I think maybe we can get some more answers out of whoever this squishy lady is.
Mhm.
I'm awful fond of them, generally speaking.
Awful fond of what?
Moist ladies. She gives him an exasperated look.
Enough's just going to awkwardly fidget with her tail as if it's suddenly the most interesting thing in the world.
Oh, how is the tail, by the way?
Do I have to roll Constitution to know that answer?
No?
Is it still twitching and burning? I can't remember.
No.
Ooh.
It's certainly better. It's staying still, which is wonderful. I think I might see if that stays when I take the necklace off it. And she's just going to put her justice necklace back on neck instead of tail. Does the tail get worse or does it stay same?
It's more or less the same.
Okay.
Looks like that's healing up a treat.
I'm glad. I'm not sure I'd like another one of those.
Another tail?
Was that Harvey?
Yeah.
Another bite from a were-rat.
Ah. A thought has occurred to me.
Yeah?
The town is a little superstitious about sea folk.
Right.
There's some old legends about the sea people in this town. I don't know what this water lady they're talking about is, but I'd advise you be careful about it.
Well, thanks for the advice. We'll see how we get on. But weapons on standby.
I think you three can handle it, and I'm getting a little worried about the town. I don't have my brother's gift for magic sense, but I don't think I need it to see that. He kind of looks over his shoulder, and back at the town you can see that it looks visually not great.
Do the fire seem to have spread then?
No,
Okay.
but the smoke is still kind of hanging over the town. So if it's all the same to you, I think I'm gonna head on over there, see if there's something I can do.
You might be best to stay with your brother.
Why do you say that, Latang?
The coincidence of the events of the were-rats and your death and resurrection seems too great. And I think, however you died, or perhaps how your brother resurrected you, is related, if not the cause of the current were-rat situation.
So you think I'd not be welcome in town?
I think your brother is a little unhinged, and that maybe he needs a bit of gentle oversight.
Well, you're not wrong. What do you two think?
I mean, to be honest, I've not really spoken to him. I like his art. His art's in the right place.
The duty of a lord is to his people. Your people have been left to rot. Since your death, possibly before, I'm not sure. I can't say for certain whether your return would be welcome or met with hostility. What I do know is it's not fair for them to be left to struggle any longer while you look after your brother. I'm not sure what use you can be, so I would suggest to leave it for now. However, it is not your station to choose what your main priority is. That was chosen for you at birth. Are you able to get home alone, or do you need a hand?
I'll find my way back.
Thank you for your help, my lord.
He gives you all a deep bow and then heads towards the city.
Later, Sabi.
Heads towards the city as in distinctly not heading home?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
I don't remember if I said it and he doesn't think he can get back up this cliffside.
you did not mention that.
So after a little while longer, the crocodiles do return, and on the back of one of the crocodiles is a hooded, robed figure.
That must have some water work.
Oh, it does. It looks absolutely soaked. But as the crocodile resurfaces, the water kind of drains away, and so quickly does the water from the robe.
That's a fancy robe.
Who are you? You hear a woman's voice call out.
This one's yours, I don't speak crocodile.
No, she's speaking common.
Yeah, but I mean, they're probably going to have more to talk about.
You're right, love.
I'm fine. I just am trying to understand. Who are you?
I'm Trees. This is enough. Latonk and the fella just leaving is Harvey. We're just looking for some information. Apparently, there's a few things going on. I understand that there's been some kind of king rat coming down here. Seen
Rat?
anything of that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fair enough. I hear from the crocodiles that all the fish are dead.
Yes,
What's that about? Do you have any ideas?
the fish have been leaving for a while.
Leaving. Any idea why?
No, I'm afraid not.
Do you speak fish?
I do.
Awesome. Me too. I used to have a great friend called Stephen. Lived in a little bowl. Travelled around for a while. I don't know if you know him. Probably not from around here.
You see a hand come up to like the mouth of the hood, and you hear a little laugh.
So are you in charge around here? The crocs seem to think you're someone important.
I'm not important. I just live here.
I mean, everyone's kind of important in their own way.
I'm
What do we call him?
Ariadne.
Do you know a little guard fella? He runs a lot.
Do you mean Terry?
She's just gonna make a sort of non-committal nod and go,
Terry's usually he visits me sometimes. Are you friends with
Yeah.
him?
Well, we've been hanging out for a while, actually. We recently started helping the guards out. So, yeah, I mean, we're getting close to everyone.
Well, that's reassuring. I didn't know Terry had friends.
You know how it is sometimes. People just undervalue themselves and don't think they're worthy of such things. It doesn't mean it's true.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I suppose if you're a friend of Terry's, then maybe I'm being too hasty.
In what way?
Well, I was concerned. She kind of like strokes the back of the crocodile that she's sitting on. My friends here, they said that you were being mean and that you were scary.
Well, I'm sorry I gave him a bit of a fright. My dog was out, and I'll gesture at Doggo, was out having a bit of a swim, and they sort of went for him, see? I got a bit of a panic, I'm afraid.
Oh, hello, Harvey. She waves at the dog.
Harvey?
Yes, you said that was his name, right?
Oh,
No.
no. That gentleman over there.
Where?
Has he gone already?
He left before she came.
He was walking
Yeah, but I
off.
thought he
mean,
would
it's a
still be
beach.
walking off along the beach, because we knew he couldn't get off at the cliff. So I figured
Yeah,
he would
well,
still
goes
be
to the cliff in his
seen
spare
walking
time.
along the coast.
Well, I'm sorry. Is that not Harvey? Is his name not Harvey?
No, that's Doggo.
Oh, well then, hello, Doggo. She waves at the dog.
I imagine Doggo wags.
Doggo does.
Right, so how long have you known Terry?
He's come around for a while, I suppose. A few months.
Yeah? What's he like outside of work?
He was eager to learn about me. He wanted to know a lot.
Yeah? What sort of things?
Well, where I come from,
Oh, you're not local then?
Well, I live in the sea here.
Well, that's pretty local.
Are you not from the town?
I tend to favour the forests.
Oh, those must be so nice.
Very green, like my hair.
I don't know why, but when you started that, I thought you were going to say the green like your ass.
My ass is blue, love.
So, what brought you into town then?
Oh, just curiosity, I'm a bit of a traveller. Found my way here and met up with these two people. I've been, just hanging out, exploring a bit, seeing the sights.
Your friends seem very shy.
Well, they don't speak to animals, and they were concerned that if the crocos got involved in this conversation, they'd be a bit left out.
Oh. She kind of waves at Latonk and enough.
Latonk makes no movement.
Afternoon, miss. You'll have to excuse my friend, he can't see.
Oh, that's horrible.
He refuses to do anything about it.
The pan's apparently stuck.
Oh, that's
Stupid,
confusing.
yes, I know.
I'm sorry. I suppose I got off track. You were asking about some things that I'd seen?
Have you seen things? Like
Oh.
a rat fella?
No.
Have you seen anything strange or evil?
I suppose the fish disappearing is pretty strange.
And also quite bloody evil?
Yes. It's not terribly common.
I should hope not.
Even around places with people, they don't usually disappear like this.
Not for more than a few seconds, anyway.
The crocodiles, there used to be far more of them here. I think this little pod is all that remains.
Have they ever felt the urge to leave? And if so, why?
Oh, I think so. There's not very much food here. Not anymore.
So they haven't felt the same urge that the fish who aren't reliant on prey animals felt to leave? No?
No, I don't know. She looks down at the crocodile, who looks back up at her, and she says, no compelling urge to go anywhere.
Oh, I wondered if perhaps it was fear. And she's just going to explain about the were-rats being in town and the Lord Rat in charge of the hive mind and stuff.
That's bizarre. I'm not sure what that would be.
Well, we could use some help, if you'd care to do something about it.
Well, how can I help?
Well, you can speak to animals for one. That's a rare enough talent. They see a lot that people miss.
That's true. It seems your friend's quite adept at speaking with animals.
Animals are friends, not food.
She smiles at that.
Circling back to your friend Terry,
Mhm.
when we spoke to him before, he was quite vague, but he said he sometimes brings something here. Packages. He was searching for something the other night.
Oh, well, I don't like to go onto the land. Sometimes Terry likes to bring me things.
What's up with the land?
Oh, I'm just not very welcome there.
Rude. You seem perfectly lovely.
Thank you.
Does
Mhm.
Terry just bring you things, or are you asking for things which Terry brings you?
Latonk, roll insight.
17.
Well, I guess sometimes it's a bit of both. He has things that he wants to bring me, or sometimes I ask him for things. And Latonk, you kind of get that she's being evasive with the way she's answering her question.
Yeah, I do get that. the other night he was looking for something very specific.
Hmm.
What was it?
I wouldn't know. He said that he had something that he wanted to bring to me.
Well, perhaps if we knew what you'd been asking for, we could work out what that had inspired him to get. You nearly got in a lot of trouble over that, your friend.
He's got a gentle heart. I don't think he's suited for the work that he does.
I think you're right. 100%.
I've asked him for pretty simple favors. Books. A lot of books. There's a dwarf that he goes to pretty often. A lot of the stuff.
Acquainted.
Oh,
Sorry.
well, a lot of the things that he wanted to bring me in that I originally asked for. Well, I suppose it's more the things that I ask for. Those, they're not typically suited for the water. But he says the dwarf helps him. I suppose it makes it so that they can go under the water.
Sorry, does it just laminate?
It's like this
Bookshop,
cloak.
Printers.
They'll submerge, but the water will slide off. It'll keep everything fine.
So they're Scotch guarding it.
Right. So Mary's established how wax works. Awesome. What is it about the land that makes you so averse? There's an Undine woman working at the hotel we're staying at. It's not as if the town is particularly hostile.
Also make an insight roll for me.
6.
The Undine are a little different, and I think it just comes from the people here. They're just a little wary.
Yeah, some of them are rats.
So, what books have you been getting from Mary then?
Mostly histories. I like to read some fictional tales every now and again.
What sort of histories you been reading?
Local ones.
Any particular aspects of that?
Roll another insight.
24.
A lot of local history. The people, they don't like a lot of the sea folk, and I just wanted to know why.
And what did you find?
A lot of them don't like the sea folk because they say that a long time ago that the sea folk put a curse on the town.
Did they?
What kind of curse?
Well, they say that it made it so that they couldn't live here.
Well, it's a shithole.
And James asked something.
Yeah, did they?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. We don't really keep written history like the land people do. We don't have books. Kind of hard to write underwater.
I mean, that's a fair point.
Well, if you ever choose to go into town, you're welcome to come with us.
No, it's a little more complicated than that. I can't exactly move around very easily.
Do you happen to know any sea witches?
Do I happen to know any sea witches?
Yeah, tentacles.
Is that their only defining character trait?
To be fair, it's the only bit I was really paying attention to. Trees looks guilty.
6 out of 10.
God damn it.
Why are you resisting my urge to turn this into the Little Mermaid?
I didn't do anything.
Fan of the species then, trees?
I mean, they're certainly interesting. Just yeah, nice folk, seemingly.
Do you know many?
Depends what you mean by no, love.
Inna's just going to chuckle and enjoy the fact that she's blushing and nearly as purple as she is.
That's fair.
So, well, I appreciate the offer. If I can, I'm sure I'd love to go.
I mean, maybe we could carry you if it's a leg issue, or I could turn into a horse. You could ride me.
Not even bought a dinner yet.
Well, maybe. I'm sure Terry would enjoy it.
Sure, bring him along. We'll have a group session.
All right.
Say, this has been lovely. Just wondering, if we were to try and come back sometime, say hello, do you think you might maybe ask the crocos if they wouldn't mind not being quite so nibbly?
As long as I'm around, they shouldn't be. Oh, she kind of gets one of the crocs to come by, and she fishes out a shell, a conch shell. and places it on the croc's back, and it swims over to shore.
I will carefully take that off.
If you need to call, you can always summon me that way.
I will definitely call. Eyebrows, eyebrows, eyebrows.
Eyebrows.
And then we went back to the town.
Do you have to come back to
Yeah.
that little float there, Nick, now?
What?
Have you got nothing for that little float there?
I'm leaving it open-ended.
Just how she wants you.
Mid-afternoon, evening, a little after you've finished your pleasantries and goodbyes to your new friend in the water, you walk back towards town. The sun setting, casting a nice golden red light over the water. The waves are actually quite light right now. The walk back to town is not that far. You make your way past the what probably used to be seaside, dockside areas that have long since become more neglected, like shanty housing. Your way back into town is fairly unimpeded. There's definitely more patrols out than when you first arrived, but it looks like the excitement of the day has finally winded down.
So are we doing a walk and talk, or did you want to get cracked on making his adventure?
I mean, if you guys need a second to recollect and plan, go for it.
Does anyone
Wait.
know
Okay.
what we're going to do?
Well, we need to locate the Lord Rat somehow. The Lords were curious as to the state of the mare, and I am not entirely certain if they have one anymore. If the guard captain is going to stay the de facto ruler, we need to see to that issue.
Do we?
The Lords in charge of the town need to know if anyone is present to manage it, and if no one present is managing it, and it's being left to the guard captain, which we are quite well aware he has no understanding of politics or people management besides barking orders, it needs to be seen to. We need to go and check on your friend Thomas after he was wounded by that rat.
These are all good plans.
I disagree, but I think the go find the Lord Rat is a good idea. The others seem inconsequential.
You're not much of a people person, are you, Latonk?
No.
It would be nice for there to be a town to save from the Lord Rat, don't you think?
There is a town to save. Well, there won't be much longer if we're not getting the rat problem solved.
One of the symptoms of the rat problem will be civil unrest.
Right. We can see that because the town's on fire.
It's smoldering. Not.
It's just a little fire.
Yeah. It's only an ember.
I feel like the rat problem is the thing we need to solve because it's a threat to life and it seems like it's only going to get worse the longer it goes on.
Okay, what are your thoughts on a solution then?
I don't know. I'm more of an ideas guy than a problem solver.
Perhaps, and this might be just coming completely out of left field, perhaps if we inquire more about the town, do some more exploring, perhaps we will stumble upon an answer along the way.
And in the meantime, a healthy town and keeping your friend Thomas healthy, alive, and a useful ally will certainly aid us.
Exactly. What we need at this point is more leads so we can try and find a solution.
Also, would you like to visit a blacksmith, Latonk?
No.
To see about restoring your vision.
No.
I mean, I could just give it a tag.
Is there a reason you don't want it removed?
Because it's a good source of comedy.
I mean, people do laugh at him quite a lot. No one in
not
this
sure.
party, but people around town, they do snake it.
I'm not sure if that's entirely the pan, Trees dear.
Tough call either way, to be honest.
Mm.
So, who should we bother first then?
Well, if we need to see Thomas and speak to the guard captain about the mayor situation, and I'm assuming he will be the best source of leads about the town, we can head straight to the guard post from here.
I mean, at this point, the whole situation's pretty meh.
But tush.
Speaking
you.
of mares, how exactly does druid magic work? I'm curious.
It's all about the trees, innit?
Oh,
Like, we draw our power from the earth. I mean, was there something more specific you were asking about?
you can turn into a horse.
Yes, I can turn into a horse.
I have never seen a written spell for it.
It's more of an oral tradition. Although, don't take the horse.
But what?
Bestiality. It seems to have become your running gag.
Well, I mean, I thought the palm head was running gag, but apparently not.
You're allowed more than one.
Isn't that more like a physical prop gag?
Yeah, that's a one-note joke. I feel like the bestiality is just the gift that keeps on giving. Not to anyone you talk to, but
Side note, do you not remember the name of the guard captain?
read.
Okay. He kept saying, he kept saying his role over and over, and I was like, God damn it.
He has a title.
You go see that guy who's like the half brother of that half orc.
It seems more polite to refer to him as his title. Like, I don't say we're off up
Captain
the hill to
Reed.
see Willa.
I think it's a fancy thing where they use like last names and titles and things where titles are important.
Titles are important.
Only to those who have them.
Oh!
And also often the
Back
people
the
living under
gavel.
them.
Oh! So,
So-
do you have a target as you're wandering into town? Or are you just now standing? Because you've been talking for a bit.
Captain Reed. Unless
Okay.
anyone disagrees.
Nope, I'm
The top.
well up for that.
The Tonk did.
I did, but I was outnumbered and I'll just shut up and go along.
But if you have a
think he's-
better idea, like we're all ears, and ours don't even have like a bit of steel over them.
Like, we did ask for your ideas, and you said you were an ideas man.
And had no ideas.
Indeed.
You mean concepts, not strategies.
Yeah, I said an ideas guy, not a problem solver.
Well, right now, we have a problem that needs solving. So if you've got an idea how we
Speak
can do
to
that,
someone else.
Gladly.
that's why we were making a decision without you.
I know, and I was happy with that. And now
Right
you
then.
brought me back into it.
Was that ethereal voice I keep hearing?
Okay.
Right.
Before too long, just as dusk starts to settle, you make your way towards the guard tower. There is a noticeable change. You see a lot of people kind of patrolling. Some people, families, children, beggars, just kind of lining up outside. As you approach, the guards at the gate kind of nod at you, or at the door rather, and let you in.
Okay. So as we head in, do we see the captain or Thomas anywhere, or should we head up to his office?
You don't see them downstairs, no. You do see Gary. He catches your eye and then, busies himself.
Right, Gary. Just been down to see Ariadne.
What? You did?
Yeah. She seems lovely.
He looks back and forth and, he goes to grab you by, the arm and then realizes how much smaller he is than you. And he's like, yeah, can we not talk about this here?
Where would you prefer?
He, gestures you to follow him towards the cell where the rat is being kept.
Fair. I'm happy to go along.
Are all of you happy to go along?
I mean, everyone always shouts at me when I split the party, but we're in a safe building full of guards, so I could go talk to Reed while Trees goes and gossips.
We were in a safe building with children before.
Those children were far from safe.
Speaking
So you're going to go speak to the captain.
Yes. Trees,
Okay.
while you're down there,
Yes, love?
please could you check on the prisoner? I recall Thomas saying that they weren't being particularly helpful, but it would be a shame for the closest thing we have to an informant to bleed out.
When you say it would be a shame if in that way, do you mean it in a sort of threatening way? Or just actually what you said?
Actually, what I said. And speaking of
Gotcha.
were-rats, that new staff of yours.
Yeah? I will
Would
be
you mind?
making as much use as possible.
Ah, quick check while we're here, perhaps? I'm going to head to see the captain.
Okay, I will do the thing and have a look around.
Okay. Having a look in this building shows that everybody is clear of any signs of
Oh.
magical aura, other than you and enough.
Okay.
All right. So, Latonk, where are you going?
Don't know.
If you wanted, you could come with me to ask Reed if he's read up on the laws on bestiality yet. Or you could ask a guard if they've seen Thomas. Or you could go with Trees.
Yeah, they all sound like. I'll go see the captain with you.
All right. So you'll head upstairs. Trees, you'll go down to talk with Gary. We'll do yours first. You find Gary like far away from the were-rat cage. So if you want to check in on that first, you can.
Okay. How are they looking?
It's breathing and stable, and there's food nearby. Other than that, you'd have to wander in.
Are they conscious?
It's really dark. Do you have dark vision?
Don't think so.
No, but you do have like 7 torches.
Yeah, I could burn a torch on this.
Yeah, so burning the torch causes it to kind of get up and like in chains kind of skitter over to a corner. It hisses at you in its trademark.
It's you as well. I was just checking you're all right. They haven't killed you yet, I suppose. Yeah, I figured that was probably the case. Yeah, I'm just gonna mosey on.
Okay. Gary, who was perfectly fine standing in the dark, kind of winces as you approach with the torch. What? Why did you go see Ariadne? What did you say to her?
Well, we just had a nice chat. You known her long?
He shifts uncomfortably. I've known her long enough. What do you want with her? She's not doing anything.
I didn't say she was. We're just having a nice chat, friendly like.
You guys never talk to anybody friendly.
Are you saying that we're ill-mannered?
I'm saying that trouble follows you guys around. She's nice, and she feeds the animals.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that sort of thing.
Don't bring trouble to her.
I wasn't planning to. That's a bit insinuating, if you don't mind me saying.
You guys just do.
I mean, I do as often as I can.
You bring trouble around.
Trouble just happens. You can't blame us specifically for it. Trouble in the world happens. It exists in the world. It's like laws of nature.
You avoid trouble. That's what I want for her.
I mean, that's what you seem to want for everything.
He scowls a little bit at that.
I mean, you can keep scowling, Mush, but you can't deny it, can you?
Everywhere isn't safe.
No, most places aren't safe. You can't
He kinda
expect to be
throws up his
safe
hands.
always in life. Stuff just happens. But you can't get that let that get in the way of you living your life.
Whatever. I didn't get this far taking unnecessary risks, so
Kid.
just please leave her be.
I wasn't planning to bring in any harm.
Tree, you took the conch, right?
Yes.
Do you have a way of hiding it on your person?
I mean, I probably would have just stuck it in a pocket.
In your dungarees pockets? Okay. He's gonna take notice of the bulge. One of the bulges.
Give Mary my bulges. I can't blame him, to be honest.
Did she give you a shell?
Yeah. You know, I just thought it'd be nice if we could keep chatting. Stay in touch.
It took forever for her to... Please.
Oh no, please don't tell me this is a friend zone conversation.
What?
There's no such thing. Don't be all like, oh, it took me ages to get what you got for nothing, and like, what? Did you keep pumping friendship tokens into her hoping you'd get something out? Is that you, is it, Gary?
I don't know what you're implying. Look, I want her to be safe, okay? Please.
I'm not planning to bring her any harm. Chill the fuck out.
He scowls a little more and then goes to leave.
This was lovely chatting. And sort of wave.
He doesn't say anything, he just trudges upstairs.
Yeah, I guess I will follow after him and go and try and meet up with the others.
Yeah. Alright, so Enough and Latonk, you make your way upstairs and into Reed's office. And inside you find Reed and Thomas just kind of standing over the desk looking down at a map. They both look up, Thomas brightening when he sees Latonk, and he comes over to pat you on the pan. Hello, friend.
Hello. You what?
Ship.
Ship.
Are you well?
Yep.
Thanks for that, trees.
Yeah, we will ship it.
Yeah. Someone gave me some holy hand wraps. They're pretty exotic.
That's impressive.
Met a water nymph thing. That was weird. Sort of fought an alligator. Saved a dog. Did a bit of flying. Yeah. What have you been up to?
I have assisted with outlining guard patrols with Reed. Nothing is glamorous. You can't see it, but he frowns and he pats the bandages before kind of ripping them off. His torso is still red and the wound looks actually really fresh, but it is stitched up. And he pats it. A scar to remember and grow from, but alas, the body does not heal too quickly.
Have you had Mary look at that, or a cleric or something?
Oh, no, I don't do magic healing. It's
It may be wise to look at magic healing if that is a wound from a were-rat, isn't it?
It is.
Well, were-rats are infectious, and for a number of reasons, wouldn't want you to be infected. Avoiding a fight with Thomas.
He laughs. Your appreciation and concern is noted, friend Latonk. But I'm afraid I do not trust the clerics. Healing magic seems very unnatural. To stitch your body back together. Nothing
Unlike
short of-
were-rat infection, completely natural and normal.
I don't think stitches
true.
are that normal either.
These are concessions. I'll take your concern and words into consideration. He looks down interestedly at your hand wraps. Have you named them?
I can name them. No. Would you like to name them?
And name must come from its wielder. Goldie and me, we've been through a lot together.
Yeah, the only thing I've really been through with these things is hitting a bit of stick. Maybe it'll take a little while longer to find an appropriate name.
It may. I wish you well. Reed allows Thomas and Latonk to have their moment before he approaches you. Enough. Have you had any developments?
Good evening, Captain. We've had some, I wouldn't say developments, but we know more than we did. The Moore estate is coming together slowly. It's much better off for having the sane brother around. He did offer to come into town, but I was unsure whether that would be a good plan or absolutely catastrophic, given the track record of the house's neglect of the town so far. And speaking of neglected towns, I recall two pieces of information I overlooked at the time. You were talking about the useless mayor, and then you were talking about the absence of an acting mayor.
Hmm.
Might I ask what happened?
Well, we used to get more funding from the local lords for the town. When that dried up, well, the mayor became increasingly withdrawn. I don't know. He used to blame it on need to find resources for the town, but even those explanations started to dry up after a while. Uh, Maybe a year or so ago, he stopped coming out altogether. Nobody's seen him. I've sent emissaries, but it's not exactly wise to poke around inside the mayor's estate.
By poke around, do you mean that there is no way of visiting them in person?
Well, you could. Like I said, I've sent couriers,
Well,
but I never asked to intrude into the house itself.
well, as the emissary for the new ruling house, I would very much like to hear his excuses myself. Would that cause you any trouble?
Maybe, but not more than I can handle.
Well, as long as I have your blessing. Speaking of more, they have given us something quite useful.
What's
Um,
that?
do you recall my friend Tree saying she would struggle to detect the magic of were-rats?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's no longer a concern. If at any
No,
point you... Hmm?
no, he's just saying, oh,
I thought you said no. I was like, what do you mean no? Yeah, we're still going to look for were-rats, dickhead. It's like job one. Um, Speaking of leads, has anything come up for you?
I'm afraid not. The main concern is making sure the town is secured. We've got a good system of patrols out. People looking, bringing in anybody suspicious or anybody at risk. Families, children, the homeless. We're gonna figure something out about where they can stay. The at risk and suspicious, we're gonna just keep here for a little while. We found one or two.
Oh, and have you questioned them?
The safety, he kind of shifts uncomfortably. The safety of the town and the safety of my men is of higher importance. If they can't take them alive, they have to just prevent them from causing any additional damage.
Understandable. However, one thing for you to consider when we
Mm.
spoke to the one living in the cells, the rats themselves don't seem to be intrinsically evil. The issue at hand is that they are under the control of something evil. However, the hive mind itself and the people within it are mostly just afraid. Their entire incentive for hiding, for killing, is fear that otherwise they will be killed. Indeed, there is the small concern of they seem to feel entitled to eat people when regular food would do. But perhaps if we could find a path to this Lord Rat and remove him, then we wouldn't need such a bloody solution. It feels somewhat unjust to damn them all for who they are forced to follow.
If you think you can bring him to heel, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'm afraid I can't divert any men or resources from our plan of action now. It's not popular, and I can appreciate what you and your friends have done and the efforts that you're going through. But I am ultimately, mayor or no mayor, responsible for the safety of the citizens of this town. I have to
Well,
do what I can with what I've got. So
Well, I'm glad you're doing the right thing. Is Trees here yet?
yes,
Ah,
Trees is trundled up after a threat conversation. I don't know what that was with Gary.
I don't know either. He seemed very cross.
It's the longest he's ever stood in one place. He really meant it.
Clearly. So, you said you've got some new people, right? Some more suspects?
Oh, yes.
Right, do you want me to give him a look over?
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Right then, whereabouts?
Uh,
Here, firstly, Trees, dear.
Check the captain? Yep. And I will do
Captain's
that.
good.
And have a look around the rest of the floor?
There's not nearly as many people here.
Mhm.
On so walking up to these offices here, there are a few cage cells up here. As you're doing this, Reed relays to you that that's where they're being kept. Everybody on this floor is clear,
Including Thomas.
including Thomas. Again, the usual blips of the large axes, a few on Reed's wall and Goldie on Thomas's back.
Mm. Well, this floor's clear.
Oh, that is efficient. All right. Well, if you say so, I'll go ahead and let them know to bring anybody else in for processing.
May I ask,
I appreciate you.
how are you finding these people?
It's mostly anybody who's not particularly cooperative and has not particularly substantial reasons to do so.
Right. Not that anyone's been reporting anyone again.
Not yet, no.
Right.
We're trying not to take those as seriously.
Probably for the best.
Well,
Oh, he turns back to enough. Harvey did come by here, actually.
oh?
Yeah, he said he'd come from the beach with you all. Well, his main concern was getting out. The city gates are locked right now. But he also said that he paid a visit to the mayor's house and that he left something for you back at the inn.
Well, thank you for letting me know. I did advise the man to stay away, but I suppose his lordship will do as he pleases. Trace, would you prefer to head back to the inn first, or to go straight to the mayor?
I think we should probably get moving as fast as possible. Like Letonk said, you know, we want to try and get to a solution swiftly and sensibly with minimal loss of life.
Very well. Captain, is there any chance that we could borrow Thomas, or do you still not think he's fit for duty?
He starts to he chuckles and starts to answer, but Thomas answers for himself. I can go. I'm fine. Where are we going?
Do you remember you asked me to help you learn how to solve problems without murdering people?
That doesn't sound like something that I would say, but I believe you. You are wise.
Yes, that was the
that
bent of the
Nick?
question.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the first time he came with us. He wanted to learn how to solve
You're
problems
right.
with thinking.
That's what Thomas said. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, you're welcome to come and watch me not murder the mayor. Hopefully.
I think he's already dead.
If he doesn't have a bloody good reason for being a terrible mayor, he is. Off we foot.
I'm sure that I'll be able to glean very much from this.
Oh, fuck.
Has it ever worked out that we don't kill our people?
Well, Captain's lasted a while, so's Anna at pub.
Yeah.
See?
The people who
most
are
people.
nice to us don't get murdered.
Yeah, you guys
By
haven't
us.
killed Thomas. All right. Although you might need a guide, I can send you with Gary. He's the one I've been sending to deliver the messages.
Hmm.
Can't you just give us a map?
No, we should take him with us.
No, we shouldn't.
One question.
You can just keep
When
an
you
eye
say
on him.
you've been sending Gary, is the mayor's house at all intimidating in any perceptible way?
It's yes.
Right. Well, I have a theory on why you have not been getting messages back.
I definitely want to bring Gary. I think we need to have a conversation.
Oh, yes. You'll have to tell me what he said earlier. Anyway, thank you for your time, Captain.
He nods at you and like scribbles a note and hands it to you. Gary gives you trouble.
Thanks, Captain.
I'm going to read the note on the way downstairs.
It says "Do as you're told" and is signed "Read."
Nice.
I have infinite power. It's not addressed directly to Gary.
Ooh.
That's true.
So, what did Gary have to tell us then?
He seemed very distressed at the idea that we might get poor Ariadne in trouble.
He has met her friends, yes?
I've no idea about that, but it seems like basically he's just trying to defend her. I think his heart's in the right place, perhaps, but he's a bit threatening about the whole situation. Which, considering he finally managed to square up to me about it, is quite impressive, really, given his track record.
Yes, I shouldn't laugh, but I'm
I mean, it
going
was all I
to.
could do not to.
Oh. Can you see him?
Can I say?
Can you? What? As you're walking down? Yeah, you can see him.
Enough's just going to fix him with, like, the best creepy, intimidating smile and just curl a finger towards her, like, come on, you know what's happening. Your day just got worse. It's mine now.
Must you don the
yeah,
guards?
Just
Wow.
really like picking on this one.
He's distressed as he sees you come down.
That's only going to encourage me.
After a moment's hesitation, he'll walk over to you. What? What? What?
We're in charge.
We're going to see the mayor. Lead on, if you would.
What? I've got more important things to do. I'm not a tour guide.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Less pouting, more leading. And she's just going to flash her eyes red. Now.
He'll like take a stumble backwards. Okay, let me go ask the captain what he needs me to do.
No need.
Enough's going to pass him the note, but she's going to make sure that it's all claw.
He just takes a look at it and he sighs loudly. God damn it. Fine.
Okay.
What do you want to go to Paris for?
To see the mayor, of course. And she's just going to snap a finger and use a firebolt to torch the note while he's holding it.
He'll kind of yelp and drop it. But fine, all right. God,
Enough will do.
He'll grumble and just kind of lead you out building. Thomas steps over to you and he looks. Oh, he's roughly your height, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he looks over at you. I understand now.
Good to know. Thomas isn't a casting class, is he?
He is not.
Aw. I just like the idea of teaching him that cantrip.
All right,
I mean, it's baby's first practice spell.
it's true. It's like conjuring a ball of fire and throwing it at something.
I'm going to make this my mini goal just to teach him a cantrip. It doesn't even have to be a good one.
Oh, look, create water. Huzzah!
That'd actually be like really useful for someone who's got a big, slow, heavy weapon.
It would.
Haha, you can't see me if you're all wet and covered in stuff.
I like being all wet and covered in stuff.
Uh,
That's kind of the noise I make, yeah. And that.
Gary, move.
I was moving.
We're not
Gary
there
whines.
yet.
So he leads you now in the dark. Like, he kind of looks back at you. Do you guys have a torch? I don't have a torch.
I got torches. I will crack a torch.
He'll like hold his hand out expectantly for it.
And I will hold it above his head. And keep hold of it myself.
All right. With a grumble, then he'll turn back and like walk forward, leading you through the town as dusk has finally fallen. Yeah, all of you are pretty familiar now with the town in the evening. It's a much different sight. Latonk is most familiar now with the town under more strict martial law. A few guard patrols kind of nod at you as you're being escorted by Gary, who kind of ignores them.
Oh, I'm going to be extra polite to them. I want Gary to know that it's not a thing I have with guards.
All right. They wave friendly at you, and just seem generally in a good mood when they see you. Gary grimaces, but says nothing. The road to the west side of town leads you uphill. You are led towards a stone building nestled on top of this hill. It's reminiscent of your visit to the Moore estate, in that you find yourself trekking up towards this stone building. This one is more contemporarily built. It doesn't look old. It looks fairly well kept even, and simply flies like a banner that you assume is associated with the town. Just what looks like rolling hills on a green cloth.
Well, that's pretty.
It is. Gary kind of, at the gates, Gary kind of just gestures towards it. All right, here's the mayor's place. Can I go?
Absolutely not.
But
Excuse me?
mm,
Didn't think so. So, are the gates locked or are they open?
Gary won't say anything. He'll just kind of push at it and it swings open.
Okay. I'm going to shut it behind us just to inconvenience him when he inevitably goes running for some reason.
All right. Yeah, the grounds, they're bad state right now. There's loose weeds and lots of fallen leaves and debris. It doesn't look like this place is well kept. On the door, You can see different notes and parchments that have been stuck in various places.
We saw the messages for the mayor you sent then.
Yep.
So
Just
you
shut up.
didn't actually deliver them properly at all.
This is where he lives.
And did you tell anyone that they hadn't even been picked up off the door where you'd left them?
No.
So, even though no one was getting any of these details, you didn't think that it might be pertinent to people's decision making around the town to mention that, I was too cowardly to properly deliver this. Oh, and by the way, no one's picked it up since.
Thought it wouldn't come up.
It seems to have come up.
Okay, so what do we do now then?
I'm going to introduce you to a wild concept known as knocking.
I knocked. This one's even put in with a hammer. Kind of points.
Are there any signs of life in the building?
You will have to do insight.
Insight, not perception.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is inside wisdom?
It is.
It is, and I've got proficiency in it.
Me too.
+4. A fucking 6.
So from
18.
a 2.
And I
Nice.
got a 19.
Nice. Okay.
This just in, man with pan on his head doesn't seem to see
Hey
as much.
guys, is there any signs of life in the house? I'm gonna look at this fucking plan.
This plant's alive. Another mystery solved.
No flies on you. Well, not since we got rid of the dog's head.
So I didn't
So-
clean the pan after that. If there are flies, they might have just been like stuck in the fucking leftover blood and meat and shit.
You did clean the pan.
Did I?
You did.
Yes, that was something that you guys did.
I'm not sure whether we should do this before or after the insight, but does Doggo have anything to say? Or can he smell anyone other than Gary having been outside?
Doggo, any strange smells around here?
Doggo pauses, kind of sniffing in the air, and he sniffs around. He's wandering around the grounds. As you wait for his answer, the three of you try and kind of get a feel for the house. Latonk, you don't feel anything in particular. It's a house made of stone.
Nice.
It's neat. Or not neat. I don't know how you feel about stone buildings.
I thought you meant neat as in tidy.
Mm.
No.
I'm British, I quite like stone buildings.
Okay. That's fair.
Although
Two.
Latonk isn't.
So how does Latonk feel about stone buildings?
I don't know, I didn't think it would come up in the character development.
This is the joy of improvisational comedy.
Good.
Cool. Noted. Yeah, trees enough. You definitely don't feel like there's somebody living there. You don't feel like there is a person living here.
Mm-hmm.
Just generally, the house looks bad. You could all make a perception, though, in addition to the insight.
Perception. 15.
I just have +2.
18?
12.
Nice. That's enough.
I'm enough.
Yes.
Jeez, you know.
Based just off of you guys entering, there is something that's standing out. Despite the fact that you've been told for about a year there's been relative silence, the banners themselves, they look pretty clean. They don't look like they've been faded. So you wonder if they were taken down and put up regularly. The gate is maintained. There's no evidence of wear or rust or disuse on it. But other than that, all the other signs seem to indicate that this place is not being used, which clash pretty heavily.
Okay.
That's unusual. The way the banners look fairly good, Nick. Considering everything else, of course.
Has Doggo come back yet?
Yes.
Did they fall down the well?
No.
Okay.
Doggo comes back and looks up at trees expectantly. Smells bad here. Bad smell.
Evil bad?
Evil bad.
Have you smelt this evil bad before?
He cocks his head a little bit, and then he shakes his head.
Apparently we got the evil bad smells again. But not anything we've detected previously.
So not evil bad goblin, not evil bad were-rat, but evil bad. Oh good, we have to deal with something new now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Excellent. Enough's going to try thaumaturgy, which it can throw open any unlocked windows or doors. Do we have a way in?
The exterior windows appear to be like stained glass, like decorative windows. The front door actually is not locked. It swings open.
And you didn't notice that any of that while you were knocking?
Didn't come up, no.
Captain Reed said Harvey had visited the mayor. Is there anything on the notice board, or is there any sign or indicator as to what Harvey did when he was here, like a couple of hours ago?
You don't see anything. Well, you don't see anything. You can't feel anything that would indicate to you that this place had been disturbed recently.
Can Doggo tell us whether he went inside or not?
Doggo, remember that, who was it? Thomas? Why not?
Harvey.
Harvey, sorry. Remember that Harvey fella?
He
Creepy
cocks his head
Doggo.
to the side. Creepy Doggo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. You getting any sense of him up here recently?
He sniffs around. He sniffs further back. No? Wait. Yes. He sniffs around
Whereabouts?
the gate and points.
Follow that Doggo nose.
Yeah, so he leads you back to the front gate. Very
And
faint.
this is as far
What?
as he came?
Mhm.
Good Doggo. Well, this is as far as he came, so I don't know how much actual visiting was done here.
Ah. Just us then.
Seems like.
I guess we'd better do some credits then. I'm Becky Toothill, and I can be found as Curiosity Epidemic on Twitter, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And if you wanted to see the character sheets for anybody that we're playing as, then they can be found on curiosityepidemic.wordpress.com. James didn't want to record any credits, but you can have these too.
I am Jane Eris Magnet. I can be found on Twitter and YouTube as Maniac Janiac. I can be found on SoundCloud as Jane Eris Magnet, where I do a comedy podcast talking about various bits of interesting media and music and stuff, games we've played, and lots of silly skits. That's Queer and Pleasant Strangers that I do with Laura Kate Dale. Also on stonemonkeyradio.blog, where I write reviews. And I can be found every Thursday UK time around 19:30 hours over on twitch.tv/Janiac, where I'll be playing something with the help of my sexy potato squad, my wonderful streaming community.
Hi, this is Nick, the Dungeon Master for the game, and you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and stream at the Nick Flair. And if you'd like to read some media analysis and self-reflections that I'm writing, you can follow my blog at storieswithnick.blog. Thanks for listening.